Welcome back. We are here with part 7 of our ninth generation. And look, our ninth generation is an elder, and I'm just, oh, that is wild to me. I don't know. It's just really something. Anyway, it's New Year's. Let's have them both try to raise a skill. That'll be easy enough to do. And he is at university right now. He's living at home, obviously, but he is doing his university coursework, and that is going to get him skills as well. So, not really worried about that. And then we'll just have Bellamy work on some wellness skill or something. And what else? I don't know. We're just he is doing a language and literature degree, and we are still vaguely worried about money considering we only have enough to get us through 2 weeks. But our money trees, we have 3 money trees now that are sort of yielding stuff. Oh, and Jade has invited us to the romance festival, so let's go to that. Very nice. She is currently his girlfriend, but of course Bellamy does not approve because she's a commoner. So let's try and do some New Year's Eve stuff with her too. Because we're gonna be here probably for the rest of the night, so that's important. Oh, and we also have to kiss someone for the romance festival. That'll be easy considering our girlfriend is right here. There we go. Okay, and I did want to let's ask the guru about our relationship. What does she think? Because I really do think that Hades is conflicted about the relationship. I mean, he loves Jade and they have a great connection and everything, but his mom is, reminding him of his responsibilities as a crown prince and all that stuff, and it's honestly weighing on him because, you know, the previous generation has some trauma from the war, and there's a lot of pressure to build back up the kingdom after having so much of it decimated during that time. I mean, look at the amount of money we have. We barely have any because we spent all of it on an unnecessary war, which we lost a lot of people. So there's just a lot of external pressures, I think, on Hades to be a good king and make sure that everything, gets built back up and is going well and we're reestablishing the kingdom. And him being with a commoner does not exactly help with that. So, um, I do think he's struggling. I think he is, you know, it's a lot for a teenager to have to worry about. The guru is not helpful, really, at all. So go away. And I was hoping for a woohoo. I put a woo spot here for you, but you're just not cooperating. Okay, bye, I guess. um, yeah, this is just not really working the way I hoped it would. But anyway, so I just want you to woohoo. So can you just please, pretty please, come over here? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, they're going to woohoo in the closet. Very nice. And yeah, so then we'll go home. After that, we had a very nice romance festival. We did great on New Year's Eve. Yeah, she's happy. Good. So, moving on. Yeah, we're going to head home. Let's make sure we get all of our stuff done for school tomorrow. And then that'll be that. So, yeah, I do think that he is really struggling with doing what he wants to do versus doing what he's supposed to do. He's an overachiever as well. He has that trait. So, I think it is very hard for him to um, go against expectations because, those types. I was that type where, you're in school and you're like, I have to do good. I have to get on the honor roll. Like, I don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't, I want to get into a good college, blah, 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 blah. So, I think that he has a lot of those feelings and he's still young. So he doesn't realize yet that that stuff isn't as important, you know, like I've been out of high school and for a while. I've not been a teenager for a little while. So, um, you know, just as you get older, you learn things. And when you're a teenager, you still feel like the world is ending pretty much all the time for anything. So, um, yes, that's a really tangent that I don't need to go on. But anyway, if you're a teenager, it gets better. So, moving on, it is now Sunday. I figured we should have the club over and we should we'll get some food out, we'll have some dancing, it'll be fun. We'll just have all of the nobility come and visit us and have a good time. And most of our noble women are pregnant currently, so there's that. I think by the end of this video, all the babies will have been born. Let me see. I think I wrote it down somewhere because this is a voiceover, so this already happened in the past. Okay. Anyway, so Bellamy is talking to Joanne, and if you remember, Joanne is Alicia's sister, actually. Alicia is the one that Hades was previously engaged to, and then she cheated and died. And anyway, so Bellamy is talking to Joanne, and she's like asking her, "Oh, Joanne, how are things with your boyfriend? I remember you were dating a commoner, and obviously she looks down on that, but actually." As per neighborhood stories, Joanne, the guy that Joanne had asked about to Alicia a while back, he is married to someone else now, and they don't really have a relationship. So, like they have zero romance, zero friendly. So, um, yeah, it looks like neighborhood stories broke her up with that guy. So, Bellamy, do not go to work. Stay here. That's right. Okay. So, yeah, neighborhood stories took care of that. So Joanne is now single, and Bellamy's like, "Oh, the only noblewoman left who's single." So she is definitely eyeing Joanne, for a potential match for Hades. So that is definitely something. So she's gonna come over and talk to her and kind of say, "Oh, like." I I'm sorry to hear that you guys broke up. Do you have any prospects otherwise? And they're just going to chat, and she's going to kind of make it clear to Joanne that she's asking about for her son. And I was trying to use the arranged marriages mod again, and it's just not working for some reason. Like there's no follow through. Like I keep clicking on it and then nothing happens. But I don't know if that's like a rejection of the proposal or if um, I don't know. So I was going to try and use that. Let's pretend that it worked. Um, that Bellamy is trying to set up a arranged marriage for Hades and Joanne, that she's trying to facilitate that. Maybe we'll just say that it's not set in stone yet. She's just floating the idea, talking to, um, Joanne's parents and such. So we're going to have that and get them closer. Maybe if I improve their relationship, that'll help. Anyway, so yeah, she's kind of telling, and Joanne's family's got money too. They definitely have money. So we're just also look at Lucy. She's so beautiful. Gosh. I never really liked that haircut with the bangs that are uneven. And now I look at Lucy and I'm like, oh, actually. So anyway, that's besides the point. So, I think Bellamy is dropping hints to Hades as well. He's over there and saying, "Oh, yeah, so here they're all at the table together." And she's just kind of saying with Hades at the table, "Oh, this could be a good option for you." And, Hades is just kind of like, "Ugh, mom, why?" Um, so she's going to ask Joanne to move into the household, and we're going to get 100,000 simoleons from her, which is excellent for us. And she's just going to tell Hades that, she's arranging a marriage for him. And he's like, argues with her if she comes over here and actually will, thank you. Um, and they argue about it because he doesn't, he wants to be with Jade. He's with Jade. She's his girlfriend. But his mom is like, I let you play around, but you have to do what's best for this kingdom. And again, I'm going to remind you that Bellamy herself had an arranged marriage, so she doesn't really see the problem. She thinks that that's the way it is. You do what's best for the kingdom, just like she did. She tells him, "I married your father, who I hated, for this kingdom. You have to, you got to just do what you have to do. It's your duty." So, Bellamy, again, obviously, her trying to push her son into an arranged marriage is wrong. But I think that, I mean, you guys saw Last Generation, the way that she grew up, completely controlled by her aunt, and everything about her life was decided and she didn't get a say. And she just kind of had to roll with it and had to be strong in order to stop the war and save the kingdom. And so, eh, you know, I don't blame her for thinking that that is the way that it has to be for her child as well. She's like, okay, the kingdom is failing. We need money. This is what you have to do. That's it. She's not thinking about romance or love or, happiness. She's like, this is what we do. We do what's best for the kingdom. So I do feel like Bellamy is slightly sympathetic in my eyes. She had a rough time of it. So, that's something she has to learn, is that that's not the way that it was supposed to be. And she's just kind of reminiscing, looking at that picture of Winter and Miguel. Probably after a fight with her son, she's thinking, would Winter have made a better queen? Would Winter have done a better job and, not had these problems? Would she have already rebuilt the kingdom? Probably something to think about. I really liked Winter a lot. I'm sad she died. But anyway, that's okay because we like Bellamy too. Bellamy's cool. Bellamy beat the snot out of Olivia and then dragged her over to the Alien Kingdom to have her executed. So Bellamy's cool. Anyway, also, Joanne has the neighborhood confidant aspiration. So we are working on her charisma, and also people call her for advice and stuff. So that'll be good. And I'm just trying to get Hades through the school day as well, going back and forth. And also, I want him to be able to do his presentation there. I want him to get good grades. I mean, he is an overachiever. It's just kind of hard with all this other stuff going on. This is why I don't really have my Sims um, do university while I am trying to spin a story up because it kind of gets in the way a little bit, but that's okay. Um, yeah, I have my game doing the auto save thing because of all the crashes I had previously, but I haven't had any more, knock on wood, any more problems with my game crashing since then. Anyway, so um, they're going to try and talk again because they don't want to be fighting with each other. They're best friends. He's best friends with his mom. And so they're just going to chat again. And Bellamy's just going to say to him, look, I know that this position comes with a lot of responsibilities. And if you don't want it, then maybe we can work something out and, have maybe someone else inherit. But if you do want it, then you have to choose what's best for the kingdom. And he has a little bit of celebrity, and so he has the emotion bomb quirk, and so he's having like a small meltdown. But he's a teenager. He's allowed to have a meltdown over like the future of his life. So, you know, he absolutely feels in his head that he could not just be like, "Oh yeah, sure, I won't be king." That's not an option. He's been primed his whole life for this, and he feels like he has a responsibility. His parents kept having kids until they had him because they had to, and in order to get an heir. So he knows that everyone has sacrificed for him to be in this position. So it's definitely difficult for him. I think and he's talking to Joanne, and she seems nice enough. Like, I mean, they don't really know each other that well, but she seems like a good person, unlike her sister. And so he's thinking, maybe this is the way it has to be. So we're gonna call over Jade. I know, it's very sad. So we're gonna call over Jade, and oh, okay, Jade, you see that? Okay. Um, well, that's not gonna be a thing that you ever know, Hades. Be like, oh, Jade, why don't you feel good? Oh, nothing, no reason. Anyway, um, he is going to talk to her and he's going to say, Jade, you know what? I have a responsibility to this kingdom, to my family, and I'm sorry, but it's just not going to work out between us. I do love you, but we can't be together. It's just not, it just can't work. And so they're very upset, and this rando just gets in our way. Okay, thank you. So they're breaking up. It's all very sad. I'm honestly scared he's going to die an emotional death. But yeah, she stomps away. She's so upset. Um, and as you saw, she was a little nauseous. So who knows what'll happen there. So, yep, he's going to get back to his homework. He is really heartbroken and upset, but he's just going to get back to what he's supposed to be doing and try and make it work with Joanne. So, yes, he's very heartbroken. It's not good. But Bellamy will be happy. So, there's that. And that is actually where we're going to wrap up. I know that it's like one of those things where I feel like I can explain the situation in a logical way that makes sense, but it's still hard. It's still sad. Just because it makes sense doesn't mean that we're happy about the outcome. We wish things were different, but they can't be, not right now. And, maybe in the future, Hades is going to make sure that that's not the same for his kids, but we'll see. So that's where we're going to wrap up. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one for Hades' birthday. So he'll be becoming a young adult finally, so that'll be really exciting. Anyway, I'll catch you then.